Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Happy middle of the week. Happy middle of whatever is going on in your life. And happy New Year's Eve. I think it takes three. I'm Dr. Marlene Morris, and my intention here at what I lovingly call Spirit Central, is that if you need a little lift, if you need a little faith, if you need a better understanding of your relationship with Spirit, well, that's why I'm here. And you are always welcome to join us. Just jump on in. You know, I like to think that we're a kind of spiritual clinic. We help you feel better if you're feeling bad, and we'll help you feel even better if you're already feeling fine. And we can function as the spiritual urgent care if that happens to be what you need at any given moment. I'm often asked, since we are obviously not traditional, if we believe in God. A simple answer, yes, absolutely. And then I'm generally asked just what it is that we do believe. So here it is kind of in a nutshell. We believe that there is a creative, motivating power in the universe and beyond. Call it what you will, it answers to 1,000 names. But it is the intelligence and the activity and the power and the love back of all of creation. And it is the higher life within each one of us. And when we realize that, we can direct it to heal our lives and our world. So now you know. That's the nutshell. In 1985, I gave my first talk as the new minister of the Burbank Church of Religious Science in Burbank, California. It was eventually renamed Spirit Works. At that time, I gave a talk called All Things New. And what followed was wonderful. Nearly 20 years of newness and excitement and love and building an amazing church. And now I have a new kind of church with all of you. A church without walls, if you will, and a church without churchiness, because I never did do that really well. So to set the tone for the evening, I'd like to go right into what I'm going to talk about tonight because, well, I think it's timely and appropriate for New Year's Eve. So if you don't mind holding on to your thoughts for just a little bit longer, I'll just jump in and do this, and then we can talk when the talk is over, if you don't mind. So, here we go. I have a question for you. Well, it's kind of a rhetorical question. You don't need to answer it. I just would like you thinking about it. Why is it that we make so much noise at midnight on New Year's Eve? I suspect it goes back traditionally and has its roots in scaring off demons and gremlins of the old year so that they don't follow us into the new year. But really, we ring bells, more scaring off the demons. We bash pots and pans together. Some people fire off pistols, which just isn't a really great idea, and I don't recommend it, besides which I think it's illegal. Now, I understand yelling Happy New Year, and the kissing part, and the hugging part. But does everything have to be so noisy? Wouldn't it be lovely to have a peaceful, meditative, spiritual entry into the new year, so that we don't scare it off along with all of the demons? Thomas Mann once wrote, "Time has no division to mark its passage. There is never a thunderclap or a blare of trumpets to announce the beginning of a new month or a new year. Even when a new century begins, it is only we mortals who ring bells and fire off pistols. And so, theoretically, we ring out the old and ring in the new." But are we doing it the right way? I mean, wouldn't it be lovely to be contemplative and prayerful moving into the new year? To start the year out with a spiritual beginning. In the Rubaiyat, Omar Khayyam writes, "Now the new year, reviving old desires, the thoughtful soul to solitude retires." Maybe that's why we make so much noise, to cover up our thinking. But Omar says the thoughtful soul to solitude retires. Question is, what does it find there in the solitude? Too often I think it finds recrimination and guilt and regret, and not surprisingly, since we are pretty much raised with the idea that the end of the year is a time of reckoning, the Book of Common Prayer talks about the problem of sin and says, "We have left undone those things which we ought to have done, and we have done those things which we ought not to have done." Time of reckoning. Now, to begin with, I have to tell you I don't believe much in sin. I think there's a fair amount of error in people's lives and in the world at large. But sin, if you don't already know, and if you've been hanging around me for any length of time, you do, but if you don't already know, sin is an old archery term. And it simply means to miss the mark, to not do what you intend to do, to not hit that which you're aiming for. Okay? So, okay, we know what we have done that we ought not to have done, don't we? But what if we left undone? We could probably start with last year's resolutions and good intentions and promises and goals and dreams. But before we set ourselves up for total failure yet another time, before we begin to create 2022 in the image and likeness of 2021 and possibly 2019 and, well, 2020 and, oh, when did you start? And when we start suspecting that the new year will actually just be a repetition of the years past, before we go there, let us look at what we have done, shall we? We've made promises to ourselves and to others. We have set ourselves goals, and we've had expectations of others. And we have, because of, or perhaps in spite of all this, somehow missed the mark. Why? Why do we keep doing that? Perhaps because we have not realized the importance of the promises or the promise of the goals. Or we have thought we had to do it all by ourselves, and in our all too human moments, we have not believed we could. But the point is, we can do it. And we aren't alone. We have forgotten that which we desire, our resolutions, our goals, our dreams, is Spirit's desire for us. Desire itself comes from the Latin meaning of the Father. That which we desire is our interior call to be greater, to be more, to express life at at a higher level to be what we are meant to be. And if it's Spirit's desire for us, well, then Spirit must be with us. And it pays to remember that, well, with Spirit, all things are possible. So, how do we do it? How do we answer the call of our desire? Whether it is a call to stay on the diet or do the exercises or take the class or pray, meditate, read, relax. How do we take that on a regular basis? How do we do it? In a life that is already harried and hurried and hectic and often seems out of control. How? Okay, so here's the thing. Nike was right. We just do it. But we do it knowing that we're not alone in the doing. We do it knowing that we are spiritual, powerful, amazing beings experiencing a human experience. To paraphrase William James, spirituality is man's total reaction to life. It's more than saying the words, I'm a spiritual being. It's about doing the do. Not just talking our spirituality, but walking it, living it, breathing it, sharing it, all the way to our goals and our dreams. When we step forward in faith, when we really practice our spirituality, we put our faith, which is a feeling, a noun, into action, which is a verb. When we rise above the contemplation of conditions, we enter into the realm in which all things are made new. When we step through our fears and doubts, when we believe that we are surrounded by and immersed in a power which responds to our belief, then that power can and will respond. It will cast out fear. It will free us from our attachment to lack and limitation. And it will establish for us a new order of being, a new order of living. Spirit is forever doing new things in the world at large. We call that evolution. And Spirit is forever doing new things in each of our lives. When we conceive new ideas, when we set new goals, when we dream new dreams, we have to recognize that as an act of God in us, as us, and through us. Look, there were no flying machines until man made them, right? Discounting birds, of course. Spirit did not have a lot of little flying machine models put up in a cosmic cupboard somewhere. But the mind that thought up the flying machine was the mind of Spirit, expressing through humanity, in humanity. Emerson said, we are inlets, we may become outlets of our divine nature. And it is our choices that determine how we shall be outlets. Our actions, our choices become the thoroughfares of those outlets. And with each image, we become more godlike. The image of God in which we have been created is imprinted on us. And each of us reflects it through our faith, through our words, through our actions. We are part of the divine story. We are, in fact, part of the divine glory. And when our trust is in that glory, we reflect it more consciously and more often. As we trust and walk in the path created by that trust, our life reflects our individualization of glory in everything that we do. As we move forward in our life, in our spirituality, in our faith, gradually we are changed. As our life reflects the divine relationship, our understanding of that relationship with Spirit is expanded, is enlarged. And so our conditions, our body, our circumstances, our life becomes forever new. It is the natural order of things that which our mind can conceive, we can achieve if we believe and we trust. For too often, I think we have put Spirit out there, a thing, an idea, a concept to talk about, but out there among the clouds and the angels. And it is time, I think, that we realize that while it is, in fact, out there, no denying it, it is so obvious in the wonder-filled world that we inhabit. You can't miss its presence. But it is equally true that it is in here, deeply within and fully within each one of us. You can't escape it any more than you can escape seeing Spirit in a sunrise. In the book of Chronicles, it says, "The Lord searches all hearts and understands all the imaginations of the thoughts." The Spirit knows what you desire. You don't have to beg for it. Spirit will create that in you, for you, will make you into that which you must be in order to have, do, or be that. You just have to open the door. Matthew Arnold said, "Strong is the soul, wise and beautiful. The seeds of godlike power are in us still. Gods we are. Bards, saints, heroes, if we will." So behold, God creates a new heaven and a new earth and calls you forth to live in it. Many are called. Few choose. See, the point really is that we must choose to expand our thought. For what your mind holds to be true and believes in forms a new pattern of thought. And whatever thought is held in mind tends to take an outward form in new creations. That's the whole secret. The mind, your mind, is the creative factor within you. That which you think creates your reality, molds it, fashions it. When the mind takes on a new pattern, a pattern after Spirit, then all things are made new. The sins, the errors, the miscalculations of the past are erased. They have no place to be. They no longer fit in. And a new life is begun. when we realize all the good our minds and hearts and lives can hold, when we cut right through all that objects to that says that is not possible for us, when we cut right through all that appears to be and use the almighty power we possess for definite purposes, we not only feel a deeper union with Spirit, we feel an increasing, a greater sense of the indwelling God, the God of the seen and the as yet unseen, but that which will be revealed within our lives and within us. Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, wrote that mind is the realm of all causes. Conditions are in the realm of effects. Effects flow from causes, not from themselves. So we are admonished to judge not according to appearances. Situations and circumstances are effects of our thinking. Effects come to pass. They don't come to stay. And they are but a conscious-filled thought away from returning to the nothingness from which they came. Whatever your life is like in this moment, it can change. And if you change your thoughts, it will change. Immediately? Perhaps. We've all seen changes like that come into our lives. The phone rings, a letter comes, someone gets generous, someone gets loving, and all of a sudden life is very, very different. Or that which you desire may take just a little bit longer than you'd like. And I generally think that's because we need to become the person who can have that. We need to change our minds in order to change our lives. In biblical terms, still appropriate, I think, for our time, it's time to put off the old self and be made new in the attitude of your mind. Be transformed, Scripture says, by the renewing of your mind. We need to put on the new self, the new you, created to be like God, created to be godlike, creative and loving and forgiving and understanding and wise, peaceful, assured. Find your words. And all of that will happen when we know that it can happen, when we believe that it can happen. Consider, if you will, all of the times in your life when one simple thing changed everything. Know that it can happen again. And when that day comes, and it can come today if you choose, you will see what appears to be miracles. In that day, promises Scripture, in that day that they call upon me, I will answer. And as I answer the call, I am changed in the moment, in the twinkling of an eye. And we will behold, as in a mirror, a new heaven in which we will create a new reality and a new earth in which we will live. In that moment, we truly behold the glory of God as we are changed into the image of creation itself, from glory to glory. And as we behold the image of eternity within ourselves, we come to the conscious awareness that now it is a far, far better thing we do than we have ever done before. And it is a far, far better life we live than we have ever lived before. All things are possible. All things. And there are no buts attached to that, or accepts, or there's no fine print in the contract. It is for us to remember that principle is not bound by precedent. Spirit is not limited by the way that it has been. Neither are we, as soon as we believe that. And it is for us to move into that realm in which we may declare, in this moment, behold, I make all things new. Maybe Paul said it best in his letter to the Romans. The words used to be on the wall just inside the front door of Spirit Works. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect. That's the will of God for you. That is the will of God for you. That same God, that only God, who makes all things new. Be ye transformed. Be your life transformed. Be your love and your health and your mindset and your peace. May all of that be transformed by the renewing of your mind. If you must resolve something, if you must have a resolution for 2022, let it be that. I renew my mind and I am transformed. And in that awareness, all things are made new, now and forever. May you renew your mind, your faith, and transform your life in this great new year to come. And so it is. I think you're right, Kirk. I think we make noise to shout out the old year. But really, other than the fact that we put up a new calendar and start writing a new date on our checks, what do we change? If not ourselves. Ah, yes, Kirk. I love that, Laura. I think we could all use a reset button sometimes, couldn't we? Just, I'm sitting here looking across at Kak's desk, and she's got an easy button on it. You could.
That was easy.
Yeah, there you go. And those come in handy. If nothing else, it changes your mind. It has you say, oh, okay, yeah, that's silly, but now I'm no longer frustrated. Now, it's easy. There. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't it? You're about to see a cattail. There it goes. Spirit is with us tonight.
That was easy.
For him, yes, always. But how nice if we had a reset button. And what if we could push the reset button and then push the easy button so that we didn't think it had to be hard? I mean, how often do we think, oh, yeah, well, okay, I could do all that stuff. I could meditate, I could pray, I could blah, 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 blah. And, but it's going to be hard. Doesn't have to be. Should I ask you, Heidi, what yours says, or would I be better off, or can we say that on, well, I suppose this is broadband, we can say anything we want, I think. Anyway. Now I want one that says reset. I just like that idea. Whatever's going on. If you're whining, you know what, I'm amazed sometimes. I used to, true confession time, I used to yell at my kids for whining because the sound just drove me up a wall. And I didn't think it solved anything. It just whines. Okay, Heidi, I got it. Now, periodically I'll hear a whining voice and I look around and there's nobody there but me. We need to get over that. Reset. I love it. Can I go back on my Christmas list and add a reset button?
No, because there isn't one. I can get you a button that you can put on your shirt, but there's only one get over it. There's a get over it machine, but there isn't.
Well, get over it's pretty good.
Yeah, there isn't reset, but there seems to be get over it.
Let me think on that. Anyway, Heidi says check Etsy. There are lots of them. Deb is laughing. Hey, we're all in this together. I think, and I do periodically think, I think that we've got to change our minds about what the new year's going to be like. Heidi says, yes, there is, Kak Young.
Well, there is one that you can record yourself.
Oh!
Yeah, you can record your own voice, whatever you want to say. So, yes, she's right. There's a dog training button. There are some ones that you can't say on the air button.
That's what Heidi's got, I think.
Recordable speech buttons, yes.
Life reset button. It's time to reset. Life reset. Okay, the technical department is checking all of this out.
Yeah.
I like your idea, Jennifer. Open the front and back doors and sweep out the old and usher in the new. Yeah, make sure you put in a welcome mat. Even if it's a piece of paper that just says Welcome New Year. Is there one for Spirit? Oh, I'm sure Spirit would take just about anything. Right now, he loves to sit on my printer. Trouble is, he keeps turning it on, but it's not making it. Yeah, Kirk, I think that's perfect. Resolutions come with a whole lot of guilt, don't they, when we don't meet them? So what if we didn't resolve anything except to transform our lives and then do whatever we thought we needed to do to make that happen. Okay, you guys need to go shopping. You got a couple of days here to get a new welcome mat. You're going to sweep out the old. I think the new one's got to say welcome. You two are just so wonderful. You two are just so wonderful. I love you so much. I love all of you so much. That's my secret. Don't tell. Don't tell. But I really do love all of you so much. I do. So, it occurred to me this afternoon that this is our last meeting of the year. Our last meeting until 2022. January will be the new year. And that's Sunday. The 2nd? Yes. So, here'd be my question. Forget about taking on new responsibilities and resolutions. I think that's almost just sets us up for failure. What do you need to let go of? What do you need to release before you step joyously and victoriously into the new year? What might that be? What might that be that you need to let go of, or stop doing, or being, or acting like, or thinking before you step? That's part of the sweeping out. Thank you, Jennifer. I love the picture. What do you need to sweep out the back door before you put the welcome mat down in front of the front door? Before you step joyously and victoriously and exuberantly into 2022. What might that be? And do you want prayer for that? If you do, just put it in the comments box, please. And we will pray on it before we leave tonight. What do you want to let go of? What do you want to sweep out the back door? Or what do you want to claim for yourself in lieu of sweeping? Oh, Jennifer's right on it. Hold on, I have to write this down. I write it down for two reasons. One, so I don't miss anything in the moment, and secondarily, so that I can keep praying on these things for you during the week. Well, you guys are right on it. Yay. Okay, let me see here. Oh, I love that. Can I use a grass blower? Sure, why not? Ah. You guys are really on it tonight. I'm just writing my little heart out here. Now I know. Hi, Deb. Officially, hi. Boy, I just wonder what life would be like if more people grew up in religious science instead of having to find our way to it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, is your experience what the news is saying, which is basically that Omicron is not as powerful in terms of hospitalizing people and killing them, but that it is far more contagious, and that be the biggest problem. Okay. Well, you guys have given me a list tonight. I'm proud of you. Yay. So I'm going to, yeah, I wandered through those forests too, Kirk. And I'm grateful because they did absolutely instill in me a belief in God. Absolutely. And I'm grateful, deeply grateful for that. But I had to change my mind, didn't I, about what God was and did and acted and felt about me. Before I could really get it. But you know, first day in ministerial school, they asked us to write a paper on why we were there. And all I could think of was because my whole life has brought me here. Everything. And so if that's true, and I absolutely believe that it is, then I'm grateful for all of it. Because I love where I am. Yeah. Oh, Uncle Les, yes. Thank you, Kag. Okay, I'm going to start, because this is going to take a little while. And if you think of something more, just please add it. I will keep my eye on the comments, and I will catch it. Or I will say my always phrase that even for those who have not spoken or who I have not mentioned, it is done. Okay? So, be at peace. Whatever that looks like for you, close your eyes, take a breath. A deep breath if that's what your body wants right now, or just a gentle breath. Pay attention to your body for a moment. What does it want? And let it have that so that it allows you then to let go and simply go within. And light that candle of awareness within you. The candle that illuminates your beautiful spirituality. The candle that illuminates the beauty within you and the wisdom and the wholeness. And breathe. And know with me that we are never alone. God is where we are right now. We have only to look at the beautiful world or to look deeply within ourselves, to know that we are guided, we are protected, we are sustained, and we are inspired by a force that knows only good. And I know that that force works in each one of us, as each one of us, through each one of us, according to our belief. That which we claim from this place of spiritual power within us connects with the very power of spirit itself. And so we are transformed, our lives are changed by that which we claim. And I know in this moment, I know for Joan, a vision, a healing, insight, and a way to connect with this group and with our talks each week so that she knows that she is part of a spiritual community and hears what she desires to hear. I know there is a way, and I know that God makes the way possible. I know for Patricia, peace of mind, wholeness. Inner surety that spirit is a very present and real presence in her life. And healing at the highest level. I know for Jennifer that she lets go of the shoulds in her life. Of trying to fulfill other people's expectations. She releases guilt and self-blame and procrastination. and simply allows herself to revel in the wonder that she is, in the preciousness of her life, in the power within her. I know for Kirk that he can sweep out procrastination and simply do what needs to be done easily, effortlessly, joyously, because he is totally connected to the power within him. And because of that, he can constantly make dreams come true for himself, for his honey, and for his wonderful and loving family. I know for Donna, wholeness, health, stability, peace of mind, and wisdom to do and to be what she needs to do and to be. And I know for her strength and divine guidance. I know for Lainey, peace of mind and assuredness. And I know for her a far, far better year. A year filled with joy and laughter and love. And I know for Ayla, divine guidance, wisdom, peace of mind. I know of Laura that complete release of any fear of failure and a willingness to step out and be her magnificent self in every area of her life. I know for Heidi that the power is on, and she is bringing it all with her on an amazing ride to Atlanta and keeping it with her as she works there, joyously, happily. I know, too, for Charlie, her cockatiel, wellness and wholeness. I know that Charlie is healed. Animals are wonderful that way. They don't let appearances get in the way. They are simply open to the power of prayer. I know for Uncle Les, a peaceful transition and a finding of a new place to be Uncle Les. And I know that he is joyful and risen and contemplating life from the tender bar. I know for Deb that she is releasing any blocks to financial freedom, and that her life as of this moment is prosperous and abundant, and that she is free as well from any arthritis pain or any additional weight that she does not choose to carry. And that which leaves her leaves gently, effortlessly, to be replaced by joy and fullness and ever-increasing faith. I know for our spiritual community, peace, power, progress, and growth. as more of us create seemingly miraculous lives, those who desire, those who need, those who are willing will find us. And I know for the world, peace on earth, goodwill toward all people. I know that in our thoughts now, we plant the seeds for the end of COVID, for the end of war, for the end of misunderstanding. And we and the world are transformed by the renewing of our minds. And I know for the team here at Spirit Central, health and wholeness, abiding grace. And the right connections and success to all of our dreams and desires, of which you are all a part. And I am grateful, so very, very grateful for the power of prayer, for the presence of Spirit, and for this amazing community, and for the transformations of each of our lives to a higher and better place. May we wander no longer in the darkness, but step joyously into the light of a new life and a new year. So grateful. And I let go. And let God. And let it be. And so it is. And so it is. Abracadabra, Jennifer. I love that you remember that. Abracadabra. Happy New Year, everyone. Let's just start it now. Why wait? Let's celebrate the new year, the new life, the new us now. And we have a song to do that with. So I will see you all on Sunday. I'll see you all in January. I'll see you all in the glorious year that is beginning, 2022. Yeah, let's make it shine. Don't forget to listen to the song. I love you. Thank you all for your support. It has been a fabulous year because of you. I can keep doing this because of you. So, thank you. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be with you. Come back and be with us again, Deb. You're part of the family now. I love you all. I'll see you in 2022. God bless.